Hey you guys, it's February. We're kind of getting into the swing of things this year. I'm Phillip Blume, here today at Blume Studios, and I want to talk to you a little bit about convincing the inconvincible. Usually at this point in the year, we're starting to book up, whether you're a wedding photographer, booking weddings for the year, or starting to put your marketing in motion for portraits after the cold weather's gone. And hopefully that's the case. Maybe you're kind of straining to get the number of bookings you would like to really feel comfortable. And we want to talk about that too. But part of convincing inconvincible potential clients is convincing them that they should choose you as their photographer when there's so many options. So let's talk today about believing in what you do, converting iffy clients, those who are kind of sitting on the fence, and then boosting your sales average once you've secured those clients. And it all ends with increasing the client lifespan. So those 4 areas I want to hit today and talk to you about that client education. How do you convince the inconvincible to do these things that you would like your ideal clients to do every step along the way? So first of all, I just want you to kind of imagine this world that we all live in as photographers. We're always working with clients who don't understand what we do. We can get really frustrated by the fact that we see that they have copied images off our blog with our watermark even pasted across it, and maybe made prints of it, or sharing it online. And how do we slap them on the hand and tell them not to do that? That's not right. They should buy from us. Or maybe that inquiry that came in and they're begging you for a portrait session. Oh, we love your work. We value photography, and we only budgeted $200 for our complete family portrait session, and we want the disc included. And how do you educate them? Maybe you should have budgeted more than $200 if you want all-inclusive luxury fine art service like photography. So 1, believing in what you do. Guys, you have to believe in what you do, or else no one else will. So how many of us question the value, question our own value? I'm not good enough. Now certainly we need to understand our cameras and be able to get the images out of them. But remember, what we're charging for is not just our camera that we own. I hope that if ever you've kind of battled back and forth with a client about price, and you've kind of defaulted to that argument, well, I pay this much for my equipment, and the depreciated value of the equipment I use, and how I have to pay to get it upgraded and repaired, and those are arguments you'll never win. And I really just hope that you don't go there. I'm going to tell you where you should go though, and that is to convince your clients that you're worth more than just your equipment. If we're talking in those terms, we're educating clients wrongly to believe the same thing. What we're worth is our ability to give them a great experience, to when they're in front of the cameras, to make them feel comfortable. We're selling sort of an insurance policy as well. The fact that we're going to guarantee that we're professionals, we're going to show up on time, we're going to communicate well, their images are not going to get lost in a black hole, we're going to have them backed up and presented to them perfectly. All of these things we offer are more than our cameras. Anyone has access to a camera now. So make sure you're talking in terms of that. Believe in yourself. You don't want to act desperate or compromise on price, because that speaks of desperation. And desperation is where most of us get in trouble. We get desperate. We think that there's just one pool of clients that all of us photographers are picking from, and they're going to run out. And so we try to compete on price with what we think the other photographers in our area are doing. We're not really usually well educated on that even. If you do that, I can tell you, you're going to miss out on the opportunity to instead build better relationships with the photographers around you. Don't have to think that they're out to get you. Everybody has their own client base. In fact, that whole picture should be turned on its head. There are way more people with the opportunity to turn them into portrait clients than there are photographers, even though there are a lot of photographers. So the clients are the fish in the sea. We're up on the boat, and if you learn how to steer this boat of marketing, then we have control over our own destiny. So don't get panicked. Let's steer clear of that idea. Convert iffy clients. So when that client does reach out to you, and there's all these other photographers they could potentially choose from, how do you convince them, reel them in? Never compromise on price. We mentioned that. Clients smell that kind of desperation a mile away. And when you're willing to make compromises on your price or your packaging, those sorts of things, then what you're communicating, maybe unknowingly, is that you're unprofessional, that you're green, you're new at this, that you need the work. If you hook the client, then you're going to have a nightmare client in most cases, because they sense that about you and they realize they can make all kinds of demands and keep going. Or they just won't hire you. Often the case, you're wondering why clients don't book you after you made all these concessions. It's because you made the concessions. It's because trust is the #1 motivator for purchasing in the human mind. And if someone feels they can't trust you because they're willing to make too many concessions, they're not firm on their price, they don't know what it is they offer, they feel a lack of trust. They feel like you're new to what you're doing, not reliable. So you might actually be losing clients because you don't stick to your pricing and those sorts of concessions. So that's important to keep in mind. And let me tell you how you can create trust, on the other hand. It's actually kind of formulaic. You can do this over and over again. So the ways that we create trust for clients in our studio is to simplify our menus and options. If you're throwing out all kinds of options to try to appeal to everyone, stop. That creates consumer retreat. You need a very simple menu. Pick what simple kind of products you want to offer. We offer prints or canvases and books. And we keep it very simple. Yeah, there are different kinds. But the pricing, there's nothing really out of the ballpark, or I should say out in left field. Everything makes sense. It's on one piece of paper, and they can look at it. The packages are simple. Every package looks the same as the others, just more different sizes and things in different packages. So simplify, people love that. Use your consultation to lead your client step by step through the wedding experience we offer and through the booking process. Did you know that sales are closed more easily without using any sales techniques if you just tell someone what you're about to do? Because that builds trust, that people know what the next steps are exactly. They don't have a question in their mind that makes them feel unsettled. So if you can just say, we're just going to go through this contract and sign it, and then your retainer, which is just 1/3 of your package at the beginning, will seal your date. And let me actually show you the contract points and what these mean. Here's what they are. On your wedding day, we'll show up, not at the foot of your bed to surprise you in the morning, but we'll show up when you're getting ready and ready to be photographed. And then these things will happen throughout the wedding day, and we'll be there until you're ready. If you walk them through that and they know exactly what to expect, they can picture it, then all of a sudden they're picturing you in their future. So that helps to build the trust. And then structure a la carte menus to show your package value. Way better than like telling somebody how valuable you are and how, well, this is really a bargain for all I do, and trying to explain that verbally. Is just create your menu so that your wedding packages, for instance, are obviously a great deal. They're discounted compared to the prices of all those items split out a la carte on the menu below. So if they took all those items and put them together themselves and added it up, it's going to be significantly more expensive than your bundled packages, which maybe have a wedding book in them or your digital negatives and those sorts of things. So if someone wants something besides what your package offers, just say sure. You don't tell them, no, this is what you want. You say, sure, you can build something a la carte. They go to the menu, they see how it's actually more expensive than your package, which also includes a wedding book as a bonus. Oh, well, that makes sense. And they feel like they discovered that. You didn't have to teach them directly. They learned it for themselves. So set your pricing up that way to allow your client to teach themselves. That's a great client education, rather than trying to beat them over the head with rules. Now, finally, I want you to think about boosting your sales averages this year. So once you've got the client, sales, 70% of our business is print sales. So this is what caused our business to become more professional rather than just working out of our trunk of our car and explode in success, winning fastest growing business awards and all these sorts of things. Print sales, selling your artwork, that's what you're about as an artist. It shouldn't just be, once you get past the hobby stage, you need to be selling your work, and that's where you make your profit. Ideally, I'm a big believer that print or your photographic sessions fees, your session fees, the best fee ever is free. If you can get away with doing it free, that's wonderful, because you're being so honest with your clients. You're saying, I'll take your pictures, and if you like them, then you can buy them. What better way to create trust? Now, we do charge session fees for most of our work, but we look at our market, we look what can we charge that it still clearly communicates to the client that it's just a session fee. It's not inclusive of all your digital negatives or other artwork. And then after that session is completed, then they can come in and choose what they'd like to order. So consider, you will have to look at your market to think about what you want to charge for a session fee. But consider how could you use special promotions or giveaways to get more clients in. The session fee is lost, yes, but then you can make more sales. If you don't have this kind of desire to convince your clients that, oh, you don't just want digital images, they're unstable. You know, discs can break down and we can't guarantee it'll always be, you know, you'll never print it. You know nobody ever prints these things. You're not going to either. It's like you're accusing your client. Or all your images are just on Facebook. You know, you can't rely on Facebook. These things are true, but it's like trying to tell somebody you shouldn't eat that, it's not healthy, you'll die early. You know, nobody believes it about themselves until it happens. You know, you don't believe you're gonna die. You just go about your daily routine and you don't worry about it. So why try to convince people of horrific outcomes rather than just showing them a positive reason that they do want to buy physical artwork from you? So lower session fees might be a good way in for that. Once the clients come in and see their images and you've got more clients in the door, that's when it's hard for clients to say no. It's easy for them to reject the idea of buying artwork before they've ever seen the artwork, but once they see themselves and their families in the artwork, then it becomes very valuable to them. So don't even bother trying to convince them ahead of time. Educate them visually, again, not verbally. Finally, increase your client lifespan. Guys, once you start doing all this and it starts working for you, you're gonna start thinking about how marketing is really fun and amazing. You don't need to go out there and find new clients all the time. You create great experiences for these clients. They have your physical artwork on the wall. And by the way, clients with physical artwork are the clients who come back to you. Because those who just got a digital disc and threw it in their junk drawer and never printed it, the only feelings they have are guilt about how they never did anything with that money they spent. But if you make sure that all your clients leave with artwork and that's what you're about, then they feel great about the artwork around them, they enjoy it, and they come back maybe annually to do more of that. So this whole idea that charging a lot for prints, well, they've used all their money, they can't come back to me now. Absolutely the opposite. Those who have spent money with you are, studies show, the ones who are more likely to come back to you, and it's easier to market to them. You know, make your family, the kids in your family sessions, make them senior clients. The senior clients, make them future wedding clients. Create that database and communicate via email, bring them into a Facebook group, make it a community. That's where you want to focus this year, your efforts, I hope. Join us for more of this kind of education. Feel free to join us at theblumes.co, B-L-U-M-E-S.co. And we will see you there with our training on mini sessions, which basically drive our business engine, and other ideas for marketing. And we look forward to seeing you sign up there. Have a great month, you guys. I'm Phillip, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.